Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today, what have I just seen? What have I just watched for the last 90 odd minutes? Honestly, talk about, I don't even know how to react to it straight off the bat. Oh, my dad, I just spoke to my dad straight after kickoff and he described Tottenham as playing a game of Jenga. If you haven't seen Jenga, the wooden blocks, and literally Tottenham have had the bottom block pulled out and it's all come tumbling, crumbling down. But before I get into this reaction of our 2-1 late loss against Wolves, if you are new around here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs and hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live after games such as this. And it's frustrating. That felt like Conte ball again. Conte ball 2.0. Was back in full effect. I see people saying already, like, you know, one player out, two player out, but it's more than that. It's more than just Maddison and Van der Ven's injury. It was just such a makeshift team built up of players who can't play the system. They just can't play the system. You know, don't get me wrong, we went 1-0 up. Fantastic goal, really, really good. You know, Brennan Johnson looked really sharp. Think he's going to be a vital player as the season goes on, but it's just, I'm looking at Emerson Royale, I'm looking at Eric Dier, Ben Davies, Hojberg. They just can't play Ange ball. They just are not good enough to play Ange ball. And I'm not going to blame the manager. No way am I going to blame the manager after this one, because he's literally got to deal with what's being put in front of him at the moment. You know, suspensions to key players, injuries, you know, Maddison and Van der Ven out until the new year. You know, it's just mind-boggling. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. And Wolves were the better team. I can't stress that enough. Wolves were the better team. If they, you know, had some players up top who were better finishers, maybe if they had Pedro Neto, they would have really punished us. They had some really good chances. It gave me a bit of the Chelsea vibe. We went 1-0 up maybe a bit too early, and we get punished for it because, I don't know, it's just the way that the ball was being moved by, you know, the back line. It was just really just a frustrating watch. It took me really back to last season and how we struggled really to move the ball around, you know, progress the play, sort of sitting back. I don't know. I mean, you could question Ange's subs. What were the subs to attacking maybe, but then we've got nothing on the bench. We are really stricken at the moment. People will now are going to see the reactions. It will probably be like moaning about Levy, you know, not enough done in the summer. Potentially, that's the answer. We've now got to, you know, wish away until January until we've got some time to buy some players and really, you know, help this squad out, because we have now not got a creator. We have now not got a starting centre back. We've got, you know, no Christian Romero for 2 more games against Villa, who are no mugs. They're going to really give us a good game. And Manchester City, which I'm dreading. That game is going to be a baptism of fire, I feel. I feel like they could really run away with that game, Manchester City. So that is a concern. And yeah, and Basuma gets a yellow card. He's going to miss Aston Villa. So that means probably Ollie Skip's going to come in. Really, really struggles, you know. Vicario, again, probably one of the better players. Emerson, I thought, struggled. Pedro Porro looked a bit out of his depth there. Dier and Davies just don't understand the way that it has to be played. They're not fast enough to play the high line. Then you've got Basuma was okay in places. Sarr looked a bit out of his depth, played on the opposite side. Hojberg just doesn't suit an advanced role. Maybe he could have played the 6 and Basuma played a bit further forward. Kulusevski, he and Johnson looked quite good, but again, not much option. And Son, I don't know what was going on with Son today. Went missing, couldn't get a sniff. I think, you know, Wolves really played the game well. I can't stress that enough. Wolves were fantastic. But it just seems that since the Chelsea game on Monday, it's all come tumbling down. And, you know, people were saying, could Tottenham win the Premier League? We've just got this thing over us. We just can't, you know, get too far ahead of ourselves when it comes to Tottenham. But I don't want to put this on Ange. I'm not, you know, no way would I blame him. It's the way he plays. It is effective. It's just we've got to really, you know, probably good that it is the international break so we can reset and sort of see what's what, because it's going to be a long season now. It's going to be a long season. We've got to really hope that, you know, we're having to rely on players like Bentancur to sort of, you know, he is back from injury, but he's not game ready. And he's coming on, and, you know, Lo Celso was out the door. You know, all these players were like out the door at stages. I've said this on previous videos. They were out the door. Dier, you know, looked like he was going. Davies not really wanted. You know, we've still got Lloris at the club. It's just a really strange situation that we're in. And after, you know, such a promising start, it is so frustrating. To lose it like that, you think, you know, you go 1-0 up early doors, we rode so much pressure in that game, and I thought we'd be able to see it out. But 2 late goals as well. It's just sometimes you've probably got to learn to clear it. I just think the way, you know, some good finishes, you know, Wolves have got some really good players. Gary O'Neill is a great manager. He has been on the wrong side of some VAR decisions over the start of the season. But is it naive from Ange? I don't think so. You know, it's the way he plays. It's just such a shame that, you know, 2 key players, 3 key players if you count Romero as well, 4 if you count Udogie. I forgot about Udogie. I just feel like, you know, Udogie will be back against Villa, so maybe that frees up that position. But Dier and Davies, I mean, Dier, it's in the name, isn't it? It's just not good enough. I just really do worry for that back line. You know, people were saying about our back line at the beginning of the season, but Romero and Van der Ven showed that and even Porro and Udogie paired up with Vicario behind, that we could, you know, actually form a good defence. But it's just straight, as I said, back to Conte ball, back to these players. A lot of people are going to say about how there's so much deadwood, but you've got to remain positive. I want to stress this in the final few moments of this video. We've got to stay positive because we're at the beginning of the process. You know, people were shocked with Ange's strong start. He usually doesn't start as well at his clubs as he did. He didn't do that at Celtic, he didn't do it at Brisbane Roar, Melbourne Victory, and Yokohama F. Marinos. So we've got to just back him. We've got to, you know, this should be like a wake-up call now for the squad, for Levy, for the whole club, for Ange himself as well. Maybe sometimes he might have to change his tactics in games and sort of, you know, see what works and what doesn't work. You know, maybe towards the end shut shop a little bit. You know, against Chelsea, maybe we should have shut up shop a bit early doors. You know, don't necessarily have to play the high line. But it's all part of the process, and, you know, we're still in a strong position. We've still got a really good points total. I know it's 2 losses back-to-back and people are now going to really go in on Tottenham, but I don't know. I feel like we've got to remain positive. It's just, you know, a little blip that we have to address, but we really do need some of these players back, honestly. I'm going to be praying night and day for the return of Maddison and Van der Ven. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of the game? Do you think it was a fair result? What did you make of Wolves' performance as well? Who was your Tottenham man of the match, I guess, if you could pick one out of that? And obviously we're heading into the international break, so I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, probably some transfer videos of what we need in January as well. So let me know if you've got any ideas on videos that you want me to do in the comments down below as well. And if you have enjoyed, leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, and hit that notification bell as well, because then you can see me react to, you know, games and results just like this one. But as I say, I've been Sonny, and I'll see you again pretty soon. Ciao.